The layouts at Codemasters has made me really think about all the games I played from them. Despite the company not being in the best spot currently, their long history of great racing games has left a lasting impact in the genre. While I have not experienced their entire catalog, there is one that continues to stand out as my favorite from Codemasters, this being Colin McRae Dirt 2. Dirt 2 is a motorsport-styled off-road arcade racer that was released in 2009 for the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and PC, with a Mac version that came out in 2011. The Wii, PSP, and DS versions are entirely different games, so they won't be covered in this video. Regardless, let's dive into what makes Dirt 2 so amazing. Codemasters absolutely nailed the presentation of Dirt 2. It has an aggressive style that can be especially seen with the menus and HUD. They have this rough, urban graffiti look that I absolutely love. The main menu takes place in a 3D environment where you go in and out of your RV that is parked in the heart of the festival. The surrounding scenery will even change depending on the last location you raced in. Navigating this menu isn't clunky or confusing, it's user-friendly and tangible. This immersive atmosphere is carried throughout the entire game. It's also visually impressive. This is a 7th generation title from 2009, so it has aged graphically in aspects like model quality, pop-in, distant detail, and using much older rendering technologies. Despite this, it still looks great, with sharp environmental textures, naturalistic lighting, dense foliage, lots of detail, great visual effects, and more. You would not think that this is a game from 2009. From its art style, atmosphere, and graphics, Dirt 2 has an incredibly charming presentation. Dirt 2 gets a lot of things right in regards to its vehicles. There are a total of 32 unique vehicles for the game's 7 car classes, this being Rally, Rallycross, Trailblazer, Stock Baja, Raid T1, Trophy Trucks, and Class 1 buggies. This provides a good range of vehicle types that are all properly styled for their disciplines, from coupes, sedans, trucks, SUVs, and buggies. What is interesting is that many vehicles are shared between the Rally, Rallycross, and Trailblazer classes. This is done by buying conversion packs, which changes the look and performance of the vehicles to fit that particular class. It's pretty cool seeing a tame Rally spec car get converted into an extreme-looking Trailblazer spec car. The rest of the classes all have vehicles that aren't shared between each other, so they help break up the possible repetitiveness of the Rally, Rallycross, and Trailblazer ones. Additionally, there's also the ability to tweak the setup of your vehicles. Overall, Dirt 2 has a good amount of vehicles that perfectly fit the game, a great variety of car classes, and does a decent job of reusing vehicles. Another strong aspect of Dirt 2 is its tracks. There's a wide variety of locations across the world, with Baja California, China, Croatia, Japan, Los Angeles, London, Malaysia, Morocco, and Utah. The tracks fit their location very well and are beautifully detailed, especially the ones that take place in event-heavy areas. The atmosphere comes alive on these courses. They are also a lot of fun, with plenty of high-speed straights, winding turns, various road surfaces, elevation changes, and jumps. My favorite has to be the trailblazing tracks in Utah. The sheer scale of the location and the speed you reach is amazing. You can tell a lot of love and care was put into these courses. Quite simply, Dirt 2 has a great variety of stunning tracks that are so much fun to race on. In a lot of racing games, the opponents you compete against have little to no personality. However, this isn't the case for Dirt 2. All of its AI drivers are named, with many of them even having voice lines in the events. Not only that, but there are 7 in particular that play a much more important role. 5 of them are actual real rally drivers, being Ken Block, Travis Pastrana, Tanner Faust, Dave Mirra, and Mohammed Ben Sulayem. The last 2 are fictional characters made for the game, being Katie Justice and Jaden Taylor. These are fully voiced people that will talk in and out of the events. You can build relationships with them depending on how you do in the events. This factors into the team-based matches, as you can team up with the ones who are in good standing with you. It also shows their preferred vehicle classes, so you can choose the right driver in the events. There are also one-on-one throwdowns with these drivers that help build even more reputation. In regards to the AI itself, they drive fine for the most part. They are pretty competitive as the AI can keep up the pace on higher difficulties, but they also tend to drive rather erratically on particular courses. There are even moments where they break down or wreck out, which does help make things feel more realistic. All of this adds even more personality to a game already brimming with it. Having AI drivers with actual character that essentially interact with you sets Dirt 2 leagues apart from many other racing games. Dirt 2 has a nice soundtrack. There are a total of 47 songs used throughout its cinematics, main menu, loading screens, and replays. While the majority of the songs are primarily rock, the sheer number of them and being that some are only played in particular parts of the game means the soundtrack doesn't really become one note. My favorites include The Chemists, Lost Weekend, Blackstone Cherry, Blind Man, and Medina Lake, Never Take Us Alive. My only complaint is that there's no music playing during the events. It feels wrong not having this great soundtrack blasting when I'm ripping through these tracks. Regardless, Dirt 2 has a big soundtrack that complements the game well. Since there is a lack of music in the events, this means the sound design has to do a lot more work. Thankfully, Dirt 2 sounds great. The overall mix is balanced well without any particular sounds overpowering each other. Vehicles have naturalistic and punchy audio to them. The road noise from going over different surfaces and the skid sounds are high quality. The collision sounds are heavy and impactful. The general ambience of the environments is great, especially in the main festival areas. Just listen to how this game sounds.
Let's get it on.
The physics in Dirt 2 are so damn good. Vehicles not only have a good amount of weight to them, but there's also great suspension physics here. This can be felt when turning, landing from jumps, going over rough terrain, and crashing. The vehicle handling is slidey in a very controllable, responsive, and smooth way. It's so satisfying to throw the cars into corners because it feels so natural to do. However, there can be pretty nasty oversteer that is hard to correct out of if the vehicles are pushed too much, which does add a risk factor to the handling. To top it off, the crash physics are a lot of fun. Considering that these are licensed vehicles, they can get a pretty good amount of visual deformation. Wrecking out can lead to spectacular crashes due to the realistic momentum they carry. This is one of those games where it's quite enjoyable smashing up your car, especially if you have rewinds to undo your mistake. Dirt 2 shows how to do more grounded, but still arcadey off-roading physics that are extremely fun. Codemasters has made many great racing games over the years, with Colin McRae Dirt 2 being my pick for their best work. From its presentation, vehicles, tracks, AI drivers, soundtrack, sound design, and physics, there is so much that is just right. I didn't play this game when I was younger, and I'm glad that I finally gave it a fair shot years ago. Dirt 2 is a game you shouldn't miss out on. This has been Gamer Alex. I hope you enjoyed the video, and have a great day.